You mentioned, Marwan, that this is the business model you're testing now, and you were very careful about it. You said, we're still testing it, even though right now you seem so confident about the subscription business model.
After these 2 apartments, we're now going out in the field and asking potential hosts, does this model work? Would you be willing to pay a subscription fee?
And how you're doing it.
We found a hack on Airbnb's portal, which is every time you contact a host, they have 24 hours to respond or their rating goes down. So they cannot ignore you. So what was really cool is that we were able to find hosts with multiple properties. We would tell them, hey, can we go talk? We wouldn't tell them what our product was. We just said, oh, we have this product that can help make your listing more competitive. So we'd go, we'd talk to them, and then we'd try to understand more what they wanted, what they needed. We weren't really pitching what Tekuma is because we didn't really know what we were offering at that stage.
Why didn't you say what your offering was?
Because we wanted to hear what their pain points was. What did they really care about? If we were immediately to talk about we're installing art galleries in your spaces, that already just drives the conversation to be more about us, me as the company. But if we were just to talk about, so what is it like to be an Airbnb host? How much do you spend per month? What do you do to buy art? Like, how do you design your space? So some were like, oh, we go to an interior designer, super expensive. Others were like, oh, I have no time to buy art. Some were like, oh, we just go to IKEA, buy generic art that's produced in the millions. So that started to allow us to understand where our product fit in the market. And just talking to our customers was extremely important for us.
This relates to what you say, Bill. You got to be cognizant of the difference between being in advocacy mode and inquiry mode. And in Marwan's case, they were in inquiry mode.
Right. And if you'd gone out and said, we're talking about art, they would say, well, here's my perception on art. And they wouldn't have been talking about the business. And what he needed to do was scratch the itch in the business sense. And that happens all the time. We do it every day. But you have to be very disciplined about how you do it. And his example is a great one.
So how did you ask your prospective customers? Did you ask them, well, would you be willing to pay a subscription? How do you break that question?
We started to ask them, how do they furnish their apartments? And most of them actually say they go through a subscription fee with a furniture maker. And art is just one additional component, but it's, as I said, color on the walls. There was no additional revenue. There was no information on the artist.
I'm sure the light bulb is going off when you're hearing this. Okay, so what do you ask next?
And we asked, how much do you pay? And it was about $15 per artwork, and we were like surprised. We're like, whoa, people are paying that much for
per artwork
for bad artwork, which I don't want to call it bad. I just want to call it color on walls. There's nothing about it.
It's very judgmental.
I'm an artist. Come on, I have to be judgmental. So that allowed us to take a step back and say, okay, so they're already paying monthly subscription fees for the furniture because they don't want overhead. What if 5 months into their lease, they have to break the lease? Do they have to figure out how to sell the furniture? So the art is also that kind of component.
Answers the original question that was huge. Do customers actually pay for that? Yes, right?
Yeah, and to me, that's the ultimate arbiter here. Like, between good and bad, look, I'm not an artist. But here's what I do understand. You put piece of art A up there, and I get more money, versus art B, then art A is good. The market has spoken. And I hate to make it so crass, because what you do is you curate these things and you make them look good.
Right.
But what's good about it is that people appreciate it and are willing to pay for it. That's value, And in this case, we're in business here. We're not. This isn't art. This is not art appreciation here. We're talking about entrepreneurship. And that's what makes it good versus color on the wall that doesn't generate.
And the experience is really important. That it's not just we're putting artworks in space, but there's information associated with each artwork. There's something about the artist and the opportunity to purchase the artwork, which is the icing on the cake, allows us to see an additional revenue stream because we get a commission off of that.
So you're out in the field, you're gathering data, you're very excited because you know that your potential customers are already getting art through subscriptions. But the ultimate test for you is, will they purchase your subscription? How do you test that?
Absolutely. What was very interesting in our case when we approached our potential customers was we showed them our two listings. We listed one with art and one without art. We wanted to compare whether the one with art actually made a difference in terms of its performance. The one with art, we even charged a premium. We increased the price by 10%. And people were still attracted to the one that had art. So what we were able to tell our potential customers, look, we have a data set with real numbers that we were able to test. And we can actually do that for your listing too. Give us access to your space, work with us, and we'll prove that you can get more revenue out of your listing, make it more competitive, and have even higher occupancy rate. They were excited, and they were like, sure, no other art company is going to provide that for us, so why not work with Tekuma? So far, that's the strategy that we're going with. In the long run, we're going to have to find a different strategy to scale.
Isn't that amazing?
It's great.
Good.
It's real data.